Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Global
Global Digital
Digital
Success
Success
Talks.
Talk. Um, welcome everyone, and happy Monday to everyone, or happy Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday. So, what is our topic for today?
Okay, so our topic for today is the power of saying no. How to set boundaries that protect your energy and your vision.
Yes. So that's what we are going to be talking today. So, but before we dive into our topic, let's introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a former educational assistant. I am a wife, a mother of three, a grandmother of two, and well, now I'm a proud digital business owner and a mentor.
Yes. So we also want to remind you that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinars. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. Now, when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to our live webinar, which happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, like we mentioned, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So you can register. That link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link is to the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. Now, in addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. And then you also probably wonder, okay, so we registered for the live webinar. So what are we going to be seeing on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to learn how our online business plan works, and also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from last Thursday's live webinar. So if you want to catch this one and hear the stories before tomorrow's live webinar. So let's find out.
Okay, so yeah, these are the hosts and panelists from last Thursday. We will have our live webinar tomorrow. We have it every Tuesday and Thursday, and so we have new panelists and new hosts every Tuesday and Thursday. But last Thursday we had Jay as our host. She is a resign educator. We also had Zainab. She's a stay-at-home mom. Happy is a clinical manager. We also have Ryan. He is a nurse and a nurse educator. Anna Maria is a registered nurse. Sakaneth is a nurse too. Mabel is a pediatric hem on art registered nurse. And Jinab is a former major at Bangladesh Army. So as you guys can see, this past Thursday, we had a lot of healthcare workers that are now digital business owners. But we have people from different cultures, different walks of life. So if you too want to learn more about this business, don't forget to register on the websites on the screen. And if you cannot attend the live webinar, don't worry, you can always watch the replay.
Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so if you're catching this replay before tomorrow's live webinar, the replay has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So now you know. So if you want to catch this replay before tomorrow's live webinar, all you have to do is just register in any of the websites on the screen, and we'd be happy to send you that link to watch the webinar. So, okay, so let's dive in. So what is our topic for today?
Okay, so yes, our topic is the power of saying no, how to set boundaries that protect your energy and your vision. So stay tuned.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about that. So, welcome again to another episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. So, uh, today, like Isabel mentioned, we're talking about the power of saying no. So, how to set boundaries that protect your energy and vision. So, every yes costs us time, so energy and focus. So, let's talk about the power of saying no and how it protects what truly matters. So, that's what we are going to be talking today. So today we're diving into a topic that's not just empowering, it's essential, the power of saying no. Okay, as an entrepreneur, especially in the digital space, it's easy to feel like we need to say yes to every opportunity, message, invite, or task. But every yes comes with a cost. Okay, so if we're not intentional, we end up saying yes to things that drain us and no to the things that move our vision forward. So that's what we are going to be talking today. So what are the points for today's?
Okay, so here's the points that we will be diving into today. Why saying no is actually a powerful business move, how boundaries protect our energy, time, and focus, and practical ways to say no with grace and confidence.
Yeah, so let's start with our first point.
Okay, so here's our first point, why saying no is necessary for growth. Saying no isn't about being rude or closed off, it's about being aligned. When we say yes to everything, we lose clarity. When we don't set boundaries, burned out creeps in. When we overcommit, we underdeliver, not because we don't care, but because we are spread too thin. And these three things here, that the 3 points that we just touched, it is so true. When you say yes to everything, you just don't know where you are, because you're trying to do a little bit everywhere and you're trying to please everyone as well, right? So you really have to keep that focus of what you want to do, so that you can have the clarity and work on the things that you really need to be working, instead of being all over the place. And saying no a lot of times is for your own good, for your benefit. And don't feel bad when you have to tell people no, because you have other priorities, and that's okay. When we don't set boundaries, we're always tired, we're always drained, like I said, because you're doing too much. And at the same time, you're not doing enough, because you're doing a lot, all over the place, but you're not finishing anything, because you're trying to do a little bit of everywhere. And you start, feeling bad, because maybe you're not getting the results, maybe because you haven't finished the task that you set your mind to finishing. Um, and that's not good, because you still feeling tired, exhausted, and at the same time you feel overwhelmed because you haven't finished what you have to finish. So overcommitting um, is under deliver, because you're not going to deliver any results, because you're just doing too much, you have too much in your hands. And you have to really sit down and focus and think of the things that are important to you. What are your priorities for today? And always take care of those things before you start doing anything else. Because that way, at least you have the things that really matter to you, those things that are going to move the needle, those income producing activities are going to be done for you. So focus on your priorities. And then, if you have time, you can do the other things. So, truth bomb. Say no to the wrong things, open space to say yes to the right ones. So, there you go. Think of the most successful people you admire. They aren't afraid to protect their time, they operate from purpose, not pressure. And that's what we have to do, always have our purpose. What is your purpose? What is your why? What are you trying to achieve? Where are you heading? What is your vision? So always focus on those things, because all those things are necessary for growth.
Yeah, well, pretty much Isabel say everything, but yeah, well, I could say, I've been there on this one. I learned the hard way. I always tend to say yes to everything. But like it says here, when we overcommit, you undeliver. So that has happened to me. And also, you get burned out, and also you forget about your health. So you have to learn to say no. And I know that, it's hard when you always say yes, and learning to say no, it's not in yourself, but you have to force yourself to say no, and start learning to say that. And once you start saying no, then things are gonna be easier, because you got, like it says here, you gotta see what is most important to you, what are the things that will keep you moving forward, and the things that are not, because you don't want to take too many things at the same time, because then you're gonna be feeling tired, and then you're not gonna be able to deliver all the things, because you have your personal life, you have your team, and then you're trying to help other people. But there's so much that you can do. You don't want to over burn out yourself. So learn to say no when you have to say no. So I learned it the hard way, and I learned my lesson. So now I'm just practicing more to say no. When I cannot commit, I say I cannot. Sorry, but that's the only way that you will protect yourself, and you will be able to stay focused on the things that you want. All right. So point number two.
Okay, so for point number two, what boundaries can look like in business? Let's talk about some healthy boundaries that help us stay aligned. Time boundaries, set work hours, even if you work from home. Your energy needs to, to recharge. And this one is very important, because a lot of times when we're working from home, we sometimes we lay back and we think, well, I'm working from home, I have the time, or I will make the time. But when you get yourself, you know overcommitted, when you have so much going on, a lot of times you end up taking care of your business at midnight, because you already wasted all day doing all these other things. And it's important to always, especially if you have children, um, tell your family, okay, I'm gonna work, I'm working on my business from this time to this time, so that they know, and they're not there, disrupting you or asking questions or anything like that when you're working in your business. And they have to understand that, because it's important to you, so they will respect that time that you have given them, that's for your business. And content boundaries, you don't need to respond to every comment or direct message instantly. It's okay to create a space. And this is um, a difficult one, I will say, because a lot of people expect you to answer right away, right? And the thing is, we all have something to do, whether we're taking care of the family, we're taking care of the business. We may be in a meeting, right? Like right now, I'm on a live, right? If I receive messages, well, I'm not going to be able to answer those messages because I'm doing this. So they just have to wait for a little bit, and we have to create that space and always focus on the things that you're doing, so that you can have something of good quality. Always have respect for the things that you're doing, instead of trying to do two things at once, because people can tell that you're distracted, people can tell that you're not really paying attention to what you're doing. So collaboration boundaries. Not every invite or partnership aligns with your mission. Choose what feels in sync with your vision. So this one is another one. Like I said earlier, I was talking about distractions. There's so many distractions, and a lot of times you have to really watch. what you're doing or the next steps that you're doing, like when it comes to collaboration, because you want to have somebody that has the same goals, the same energy, and especially people who are committed, because if you're willing to put your time and your effort and always be there, always be present, then other people have to be mindful and respectful of your time, because time is valuable. And when you commit to something, you have to be there. So always choose the people that have the same goals and the same mission, the same vision as you, and not somebody that, shows up whenever that they have free time or whenever they decide to. So that's very important. Mental boundaries. Limit the noise. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison. Say no to information overload. And, mental health is very important, because having the peace, or just being in the right vibration is something vital for everyone. But when you have so many, things on social media can be overwhelming if you don't know how to handle it, because you go and you start scrolling. It's like a non-stop game, right? And you keep doing this and keep doing that, and everybody's talking to you about all these different things. So always choose the things that are serving you, that are serving your vision, because you want to follow people who are adding value to you, you know people who are offering you something that you need to keep growing, to keep learning, and not just people who are doing things that have nothing to offer and nothing to really help you grow. And the pro tip today: saying no doesn't need an explanation. Thanks so much, but that's not a fit for me right now. It's a complete sentence. So don't feel bad again for telling people no when you have other priorities and when you have other things that are important to you. They have to understand, and it's okay to say no.
Okay, so thank you, Isabel. So just to add to this, like when we're talking about time boundaries, um, what you can do, like so I see some business owners where they have, like a whiteboard in their office area, so they can put all the hours there. So their family that way they know, between this time to this time, that's her business hours. So that means that she doesn't want to be interrupted. But yeah, you need to create those time boundaries, for example, your time boundaries, because you also need to create time boundaries for yourself, like me time, because that's the only way that you have that time for yourself to recharge. Okay. Because we tend to give to everyone, but what about us? You need to also have some time for you to be able to recharge and to continue, giving and allocating that energy to everyone. So set those times. So make sure that you create your hours, during the day, so you have time for the business, you have time for your family, you have time for yourself. um and if you're working, the time of you working during the weekdays, um or if you work on the weekend. So make sure that you create those time boundaries. At the same time, that will keep you balanced, so you will have that work life balance, because you are allocating, besides the business, you're also allocating time for yourself, because it's very important. Content boundaries. Yeah, so this one, we do get sometimes, lots of messages, especially when you're running, like a post engagement. Um, so yeah, it gets a little bit overwhelming, but yeah, you don't have to reply to all of them, but um, so you can create, like some time to answer to this, and then maybe allocate like 3 times, like for example, like depending on how many messages you have. Like if you have lots, maybe, like 10 minutes to in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes in the evening. So that way, you tend to answer most of them on the day, but at the same time you have allocated time for all your other activities, that will push business forward. Collaboration boundaries. So this one, if you're like, let's see. Okay, so this one, like, sometimes you have an invitation um, to create a content. So if it doesn't align with what you are or your business is, you can say no. Um, like for example, I know that some business owners, they only like to do lives. Like if they're focusing on parents, they only love to do lives about parents only. They don't interview anybody else who are. Or some are like nurses, they only focus on interviewing nurses, not everyone in the community. So that's fine, because they want to focus on their business only on those type of people. So it's okay, to say no when you have a collaboration and they don't want to align. Um, it doesn't align with your mission, so that's fine. Again, it depends what you want to showcase in your business in that case. Mental boundaries. So for this one, what I could say, that I think it was not mentioned because Isabel mentioned pretty much everything. Is like sometimes some of us, we tend to compare to other people. So if you think that you are someone like that, okay, what you can do is do the tip that says here, just unfollow that account, because that way you're not going to see that account coming on your feed, right? And then you're not going to, because, when you tend to compare to the other person, you're going to feel down because if the other person is doing better than you, that is gonna trigger you mentally, and then that's not gonna help you. Okay, so if you think that you are someone like that, that always like um, kind of like it's not a competition, but like you see results and you feel down because the other person is feeling down, then just don't follow the account, um, so that way it doesn't come on your home feed, and then you don't have those mental um, issues, of feeling down because of the other people's results. So um, just make sure that you keep the things low, like it says, limit the noise, or the things that are not really helping you. Just keep it down, so that way you stay focused on the on your journey, and don't let anything else put you down that way mentally. And yeah, the pro tip, saying no. Yeah, it's important to learn to say no, and you don't need to give an explanation. Uh, the other person, they have to understand that if you're saying no, there must be a reason behind why you're not able to commit. um so if the other person doesn't understand, that's okay. You don't have to explain. You always have to think about your well-being. So um if if you think that that's not going to help you, that's gonna, because you already have too much, just say no, because that's not going to help you. It's gonna bring you more uh, burnout, and then you're gonna get stressed, and that's gonna affect your health. So make sure that the things that you think that you cannot um, accomplish, because you already have lots of things, you learn to say no. Sorry, but at this time I can't, uh, because I have other things going on right now at the same time. So hopefully, the other person will understand your answer. But if they don't, that's okay. You gotta think for yourself, because you're the only one who knows your body. You're the only one who knows yourself. So learn to say no. So point number 3.
Okay, so point number 3, practice saying no with purpose. If saying no feels uncomfortable at first, start small. Practice it with things that feel slightly out of alignment and notice how your peace increases. Every time we protect our energy, we give our business and our life more room to grow. And like I mentioned at the beginning, for example, I'm going to tell you, I have a big family, right? And my parents, they call me like now, and they say, hey, can you come to the house like right away, right? And a lot of times, I have to run, like, because they need me, and they need me now, right? And I used to do that with all my siblings too, because I have 7 siblings, and a lot of times, we all have kids, and they'll be like, hey, can you please go pick up my kids? Or, hey, my kid is sick at school, I can't leave work, can you go pick them up? And I was always running, I was always tired. And now, I have learned to tell them, I have meetings, I'm doing things for my business. If you need something, let me know ahead of time, that way I don't have to be running and feel overwhelmed. So it's okay to say no, or it's okay to tell them, that they need to give you a heads up, right? They need to let you know in with time, instead of, I need you now. Because I know there's some things that can't wait, like sickness, things like that. But a lot of these things, they can wait, and it's okay to tell them, no, I can't do it right now, or I can't go right away. Because, again, you have to protect your time. You have to take care of your business, you have to take care of your priorities. And over everything, you have to protect your mental health and your peace of mind. Because you can't be, a life running and doing everything for everyone is not serving anyone. It's not serving you. Because you are trying to help everyone. It's okay that to help, but it's important to take care of you and what matters to you too.
Yeah, thank you, Isabel. Yeah, and practicing saying no, like I mentioned, that was one of the hardest thing for me to do, because I'm so used to say yes, yes. Um, but yeah, you like you say there, start small, practicing to say no to little things. You will feel bad at first, because you're so used to say yes, but that's the only way that you can start learning to say no, to the things that doesn't align uh, with your business, with yourself, with your time, with your mental well-being. Um, so when you practice those, you, like I say here, you're gonna feel a little bit, bad, because you're doing it. It's not, you're not used to say that, but the more you practice, the more it's gonna become easier. It's kind of like, it's a little bit the opposite of this though, but it's kind of like, when we someone asks us about a business, we say about the business and then they say no. It hurts the first no, but then after a while, hearing so many no's, we are fine. It's kind of like the same way, but on the opposite side. um, you have to learn how to say no, because um, like Isabel mentioned, sometimes our family wants some things, but if you have to wait, if what they want is like really important, or is it like something that I can do afterwards, after I finish what I'm doing on my business. So many times, I say, like I say no to them, like, I cannot right now because I have to do this. But other times, I tend to ask them, okay, when is that, at what time, so I check my schedule to see if it's okay, then then I say yes. But if it's something that is, I can't at that moment, and I see that is not as important, that is something that I can do afterwards, then I say no at this moment. I can't, but after I finish this, I will help with that. So yeah, so learn to say no, because if you say yes, then you're gonna go back to what we were talking about on the first point. You're gonna get burned out. You're not gonna have that time for yourself to recharge, and then you're not gonna be able to accomplish anything, because everything is gonna be, uh, or maybe you will accomplish the things that it doesn't really push you forward, but the things that are yours, you're not gonna be able to accomplish because you allocated more time to the other person's need, and not to yours, which you are working towards, to be able to achieve your goals. So um yeah, so learn to say and practice to say no. It's going to be hard at the beginning, like I mentioned, but with practice it will become easier, and you will start, understand, what is a priority for you and what is not. All right, so what are the key takeaways?
Okay, so the key takeaways for today. Remember, your yes is powerful, so protect it. Say no doesn't close doors, it helps you walk through the right ones. And this is so true. So, you always have to know too, when to say no. You don't say no to everything. You're not going to say no to opportunities of growth and anything like that, but you have to say no to the things that don't serve you so that you can find the right things, so that you have time for the right things.
Okay, so then we have arrived to the end of our live. So I want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. Um, for those who doesn't follow us on Facebook, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us a little bit more, who we are, what type of content we post, and and that way, you get to know also about this online business opportunity that we're showing you. For those who are watching us on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel and press that notification bell to get notified, when we have new content or when we are going live. So that way you get informed about the business. We offer, tips, strategies, we share our experience, our journey. So and we have sometimes, interviews with members of our community, so you also get to hear other people's stories in our channel. So um saying that, if you want to learn, or if you have any questions about the business, you can either put in the comments more info, or you can send us a private message, or you can catch, and register for the live webinar, which happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. So all you have to do is just register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So that when you register, you will receive an email that will contain two links. The first one is to register to the live webinar. So that link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. Every webinar we have a new host, new panelists, so you get to meet a lot of members of our community and hear from their stories. Second link is the replay of the live webinar. So if you cannot make it to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you probably wonder, okay, so what I'm going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works, and also, you got that opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So, again, if you want to catch this replay before tomorrow's live webinar, let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinar.
Okay, guys, so if you're ready to learn more about this opportunity, don't forget to register on the websites that you see on the screen. We have these live sessions every Tuesday and Thursday, but if you don't have time to assist the live session, don't worry, you can always register and we will send you the replay. So last Thursday, we had Jay as our host. She's a resigned educator. We also had Zainab. She's a stay-at-home mom. Happy is a clinical manager. We had Brian. He is a nurse and also a nurse educator. We had another registered nurse, Anna Maria. Second, Sakaina is a nurse too. And Mabel is in the health industry, but she's a pediatric hem registered nurse. And Jinab is a former major at Bangladesh Army. So we had a lot of healthcare panelists this past Thursday. But if you watch our live webinars, you'll see that we have people from around the globe, people from different walks of life, from different professions. So just register and assist to one of them, or like I said, we will send you the replay so you can watch it at your own time.
Yeah, so so if you're catching the replay of the live webinar, the replay has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. Okay, so what is the topic for next Monday?
Okay, topic for next Monday is owning your CEO mindset, how to lead your business with confidence and vision.
Okay, so yes. So that's what we're gonna be talking next Monday. So don't miss it. If you want to learn, how to lead your business with confidence and vision. So we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday for those who are Monday, and a happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. Until then, protect your energy, trust your intuition, and keep building with purpose. So, see you next Monday for another topic. And hopefully, you can be here and enjoy the topic. And if you like anything that we share with you today, just put it in the comments, and we'll be happy to read your comments. Saying that, I want to say thank you again to everyone. And we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday or Tuesday and week ahead. So thank you again, and until the next episode of the
Global
Global
Digital
of
Success Talk.
Success Talks. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
See you next
watching.
week, guys. Thank
God
you.
bless you.